Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Mr. Bravo's workshop. In our last episode, we painted the floors to try and give it that wood look. I think we achieved pretty close to that. They are well and truly dry now. What I also did off camera is I did that slightly grey colour here with just like 2 drops of paint in a little bit of water, wishy-wash, and did the other side of that one there as well. I know you didn't see that on camera, but that's why I'm mentioning it now. So where are we next? Okay, so to continue this page on, we need to build 17 guns. There's the guns, there's the rest of it. We'll get them off and get them cleaned. So I'll get them all off. You may or may not want to see me cutting these off, so I'll just show you anyway. It'll only take me half a minute to cut these off. And I'll show you the other side of it as well. So they're all off. There's all our parts cut off. I'll just give these a quick little clean and we'll put them together. So they're all cleaned up and you're probably wondering, how do we put these together? So basically that's it, sort of in the position that you want it. And then you really want this to drop down through that hole, and obviously you can't do it while it's on the bench, so we need to change the way we're holding it. So there is my one piece, and we'll grab the other, and basically, I don't know if you can see it on there, we're just going to go in there just like that, somehow. So I think what we'll do here, we're just going to set one of these up. They definitely go from the inside, so you need something that's going to be able to drop through. So I'll put the glue there, get it ready. We've just set this up over one of the holes. We'll pick up one of the guns just on the side there. And what we'll do is we will not do that. The gun is quite particular one way. So that bit goes to the bottom. So there's your cannon or your gun. You just want to drop that in. That little piece facing the bottom down there. And that's it. That's one piece together. And then while we got it, we will quite simply just drop in a dab of glue. So there's one, and I'm just going to face it upwards, just so that when it's on the ship, it's not pointing down. I don't like guns that point down. I'd much rather than pointing up. So there's one, and we're just going to repeat that, well, 12 times. So I'll show you one more just very quickly. Straighten that one up, put it in, drop it in. While we're there, I'll go a little bit less with the glue this time. Just give her one little piece. We'll do the other side as well. And then when we pick it up, just making sure that it's pointing upwards, and that's done. So when it's on, it's pointing up. That's upside down at the moment. That's quite all right. Well, there they are, all done. We'll get the next bit ready. I'm going to put them in my little box. The plan calls for them to go onto the ship right now. But I think what I'll do is I'll put them in my little to be painted separate folder. And we'll just paint them a little bit later. But so far they're pretty good. So that is this page done for now, because we'll paint these later. So that's 6 and 7. Let's turn it over. Actually, in the words of Ron, let's just roll this back for 1 minute. Just having a closer look, it actually wants you to place this floor on top of this floor and this one here on the front, just like that. I'm not a big fan of putting these together yet just like this, which is pretty much why it wants the cannons to go ahead and be put on. So that's to go on there like that with some glue. But before we glue that and go any further, let's have a little bit what's forward. Because we can still build this just like I built the last ship, if you watched it, on top of here. And once this is built, I'm then more inclined to put it on there. So I think we'll just roll forward a bit. So whenever I follow these plans, I kind of follow them loosely. Like when I say word loosely, I mean very loose. I try to get the gist of what they're after. This one here, I don't think it's a good idea to glue this down just yet. And I can't really give you a good reason why that is. It's just my intuition says don't do it yet. But I am going to take off 72 and 73 over here and see how they fit. There they are on the sprue. So those two pieces are supposed to go on the end there, and I've just tried to dry fit them, and I can tell you right now, they're not a very good fit, and they're going to be very fiddly to put on. I would probably glue those two separately, and because they are part of the superstructure itself, I'm going to put them separately to paint. So what I'm going to recommend is you do glue these, but not while it's on the ship. So I'm going to glue mine together like that. And all I did was I just basically sat mine on top of this, kind of holding it together just while I got a dab of glue on there and set it off. I'm going to say the joint's not very good, so it'll probably require extra glue anyway. But that's okay. So we'll let that piece go off separately on its own. Looks like they're wanting two ladders. I would also suggest taking them off and put them in the gun, same where the guns are, where the 12 guns are. Now they took some hunting down. So 45, there's a whole bunch of ladders all across here. So these 45s, probably two the same. Looks like three the same there on 46. Looks like there's, now, yeah. I would normally say take all these off, but then you're going to get confused. So let's take 45 off and we'll mark them as 45. So they'll go in my little box here and they'll be marked 45. I'll put that other one in there as well, just so they can be painted the same colour. There's our tag. Also on this page is 102, which there's 4 of them right next to each other. That looks like 4 more staircases, 2 on either side of this. And again, we will not put them on yet. We will separate those, put them in the container with their corresponding number, which is 102. So they're both in the same slot because I reckon I'm going to end up filling all these up. So moving on to number 13 now, we need 78 and 79 right here. There they are cleaned up. We'll just glue those two pieces together. They do go together like this. That centerpiece there, I would probably concentrate on gluing that first and then worry about gluing the rest of it. Just like that. I've glued the top bar there together. I'll wait for it to go off and then I'll glue the rest of it. While I'm waiting for that to dry, I'll grab 80 and 34. I kid you not, I spent 5 minutes looking for this. And it's next to the flue cap spider there on the right hand side. There's 6 34s. I'm going to take all of them off. Well, there's our conning tower and our 6 lights. I'm going to put these in the box on their own to be painted separately again, and I'll fit the conning tower on. So there's our piece glued together. Now the conning tower was not a good fit, so I used the glue to help melt it a little bit and then pushed it in. So that's now on and square. Could probably go a little fraction to the left. There it is, all done. So we'll turn the page. We're going to need 108, 76 and 77. Well, there they are, and yep, you betcha, they're going in the box. They're all going to be painted the same colour, the darker colour. So 34s we've already got out. We need 70, 71, and yeah, 70 and 71. Yeah, that's it. 70. $71 and $70. Oh, 68 and 6. That's what sticks out. So those two pieces have to be glued together. So there they are finished. Don't really need a number for that one because they're easy recognisable. So we'll put them in the first compartment of my container. So that's 17 done. Let's move on to 18. We need 22, 23 together. So they have to go on top of here. So that's now done. Section 19, we need 24s and 25s. If there's many of them, because they are small guns, we'll take the whole lot. Section 20, we need 21 and 20. It should be easy to find those. So those two are now glued. We'll just wait for it to go off and then we'll add it to this piece here. So what you end up with is this glued together, and then basically you just grab this, these tags sticking upwards, and then you just slide this on like that, and that's pretty much ready to go to be glued. And I would highly recommend you glue the underside, not the top side. So just a little bit on there. Oh, section 20, section 21, we need 27, 26 and 29, but 29 will go in our little thing to be painted. So we need 27 and 26. So those two get glued together, just like that. Well, there's the flagpole up there as well, or antenna. I'd say it's a flagpole of some sort. So this one now goes on top of this one, and our mini superstructure starts to come together. So we're going to put that one aside to be painted as well with the bigger stuff. Section 23, we need 30, 32 and 31. So those pieces go on just like that. There is one side. Now we'll glue the other. That's it. Just like that. Section 24, we need piece 39. So section 25, we need 37 and 36. I have to say, I don't overly agree with this. This is how it was moulded. So looks like their two top pieces are there. They have to go together. So we're going to get them off. Unfortunately, because of the way it was on the sprue, you'll have to file that down. I'm going to suggest if you're a young person doing this section here, which is on section 25, you're probably going to have to get your dad to help you cut it, for one, and help you to glue it, for two. Let's not be gender-based. You'll have to get someone to help you glue it. Mine's glued, and it will need cleaning up. The good part about it is most of this gets covered up anyway, so don't panic too much. So we're going to let that dry just so I can sand it off and muck around with it a bit. So we'll come back to that. Section 26 will need piece 35 and 40. Yeah, because of the way the sprue came off, I'm left with a big hole here. If you've got this problem too, drop some glue in it, let it go off, and then sand it out. So I ended up filling mine with glue and sanding it all out. And then I just discovered that it's supposed to have a hole in there anyway. So I'll go back now and drill the hole. And yeah, this was a terrible design, the way they did this, but I buffed it all out. I mean, you won't be able to tell by the time I'm finished with it. So on section 26, the first thing you want to do is glue this piece down. Just follow the instructions. So I spent a whole lot of work trying to rebuild this piece and getting it to roughly something that would be presentable. Not entirely happy with it, but that's going to have to do. So ultimately, what you're after is a piece like this. Yeah, I'm really not happy with that piece. That should never have been molded in two pieces, or on a sprue like that. It caused all kinds of dramas. Anyway, we're coming back from that now. So section 27 pretty much puts those last couple of pieces all together, and we just need 33 and 241s. This top section here, I did originally glue that, and just as it was going off I thought, you know what, I better unglue that. And I had a funny feeling that these rods that have to go through it might not line up, and that's the reason why I did it. So when you put all those three together, this is what you actually get. And I've not quite glued it down yet because I'm still wondering what's on the next page. I do believe there's another structure going on top of that. And there is. So next we need 47 and 48. So there is that next piece on the, that was 47 and 48. I thought I'd better catch up to where we were. So we were working on this piece here a while back. That's the one that I damaged. To be honest, I spent probably 2 hours repairing that. So that's it together. We put those three together, and then, which got us this piece here. And now I've just added this piece. But this is not glued yet because I'm not sure how the next piece is going to go. And the, 48, I haven't quite put on yet either. And the reason I haven't put that on is because we're going to build this next section on 29, and that apparently all then goes on top of this. So there's a lot to this structure. So right now we're on stage 29 to build this to go on top of this down here. So we need pieces 49 and 50. So 49 and 50 is just adding those little antennas onto each other. Section 30 we need part 52 and 56. So there's that antenna on. It just needs a little extra time to dry off, and that part next to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it quits for now. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we're coming a long way on in this, building this mini superstructure right here. So I'll catch you on the next episode. Bye for now.